They're still in position and they're starting to pay attention to the area in front of them. And we'll see what develops next. Out in the field, you see those gray objects are called dragon's teeth. They're concrete obstacles, which are in place along defensive lines to generally slow down or channel traffic to where you want it to go and stop it from where you don't want it to go. Similar to what the Illinois Department of Transportation puts up during construction time. During what we call a movement to contact, it means that contact with an enemy force is possible or likely and is not assumed it could happen. And the moving force that's probing forward only has a general idea what's in front of them. Usually when they move forward far enough to get shot at, they're very sure what's in front of them, and they have to stop a little bit and possibly pin down what's in front of them and then call in additional follow-on forces to, if they don't feel they have enough strength to overcome the unit that they've encountered. So we'll see what develops as the positions are solidified here on the defensive side. We're behind the Germans, as you can see, and to your front and right front you should see when things start, the Allies starting to probe through, looking to see where the edge of the forward German positions are located.
Are you enjoying this? You look so serious.
As you can see, the Germans are right here in this defensive posture on the far right. It looks like we have some Fallschirmjägers or German airborne troops. To the left we have an armored scout car. And behind that, immediately behind that vehicle is a small squad of Germans. And farther back into the wood line you'll see looks like possibly a reserve force of German infantry. You'll notice that the scout car has got that local infantry nearby because vehicle drivers can't always see what's to the left or right of them or even behind them, and it's a good idea to have some friends with you in an unfriendly situation. It doesn't look like that vehicle will be able to move very much, but it is protected to some degree by the infantry that's with it. The larger force behind them may be a reinforcing reserve force, and could be employed by the German commander to plug a hole or take advantage of some mistake made left or right by the Allies.
Guys, do the planes first. Do the planes first.
Do you want to switch?
Don't like
Contrary to what Hollywood has shown us, not every German soldier had his own radio. So a lot of communication was done by wire, telephone lines that would be laid wherever the Germans would go. Both armies did this. And a lot of tactical communication was done by hand and arm signals, and in some cases actually signal flags, because it was quicker, more reliable, and didn't have to worry about running a wire or some battery running out. In this small engagement here, you'll probably see a lot of hand and arm signals. The German NCOs pointing to where they want their guys to go, when they want them to get up, or when they want them to lay down, when they want them to shoot, and so on. These hand and arm signals are pretty common among most armies around the world, and they're very easy to use because usually it's pretty obvious what your sergeant wants you to do. Often reinforced with yelling and screaming. Okay, here's some motor sounds. Here we go. Comes the beginning of the Allied probe. Looks like an American half-track that's come out. We'll see what happens next. Looks like the Allies are checking out where they think they are in the map, and they may or may not see this defensive force arrayed that's watching them. Okay, as the probe develops, the Allies have decided to move out and across this danger area, which is a big open field, which is could be anything. It could be a place where there's mines. There could be a machine gunner watching this area. It could even be an artillery spotter watching this field. And they're spread out online to reach out and make initial contact if somebody's there, and they'll find out if anyone's facing them pretty soon. The vehicles stay behind and probably are covering with their heavy weapons. Allied infantry is approaching in good order across the field. Oh, somebody sees something maybe. They're just taking a pause to reassess. There we have it. Contact is made. Firefight. They're already breaking up there with those and they're getting pretty heavily hit. Germans trying to extend their front and move to the right. like the Allied infantry screen that went forward is pulled back a ways. They've withdrawn back up the way they came. Looks like they got a wounded man they're tending to. They left in there and returned to the vehicle. You notice they're trying to get behind the vehicle right now. Good place to be.
Well, I'm happy you enjoy it.
So it looks like the Allies have discovered the front edge of the German defense. I don't know exactly where the Germans are now. It looks like the Germans haven't given up much ground, but the Allies are not giving back the land that they have taken. You can see the Germans are bringing out an anti-armor weapon. Behind the dragon's teeth, you can see the anti-armor weapon getting ready to be loaded and fired, possibly, if they have time. And if that guy makes it through the next minute or two, he might be able to fire at that next time. Okay, the Germans are making a big push. Let's see if they can get the Allies to withdraw. And they're doing a funny withdrawal as they exit from the field. All right, so the Germans will consolidate what they've got and tend to their wounded and check out the wounded of the other side. And they're checking things out in this brief pause as the Allies have departed from the field temporarily, we think. Don't know what could happen next. Possibly what's happening is the Allies have reported that there's a strong point up ahead, and map coordinates to this place have been given out, and some other kind of attempt will be made to drive the Germans out of this area. Germans are moving cautiously up on both their left and right, taking a look at these disabled vehicles to see if there's any threats remaining. Okay, here comes the reinforced renewal of the attack. Something's coming. Pushing the Germans back. See what it is? Okay, another armored vehicle coming up. It's a scout car, I'm sorry, it's a scout car. A renewal of the attack. Possibly it's been determined that this is a very strong place, so the Allies are bringing up heavier weapons. This is a code field piece. If they could unlimber that, let's possibly anti-tank on the small cannon. Okay, now we have some looks like two small field pieces. The Allies have definitely realized they've got a push harder in this area. And they brought up some really heavy stuff and more troops. There goes the grenade being thrown. Probably a smoke grenade. Yes. Germany tossed out a smoke grenade. They're probably using this smoke to obscure the battlefield. They don't like the look of artillery and that well-aimed machine gun fire. They want to obscure the field of vision of those gunners. Right now the ratio has changed, and now there's a lot more Allied firepower coming at the Germans than before. This is a much stronger force than they first encountered. Okay, the light cannon has opened up. Probably their primary target will be that German scout car. It's a pretty heavy rate of fire going at the German defenses now. The Germans haven't left, and apparently they're taking some serious casualties though. It looks like the Germans are feeling the pressure of this intense fire, and they're trying to withdraw. And not all of them will make it. They'll try to drag the wounded with them as best they can. It's beginning to look like the Germans are losing their grip on this particular site. Germans are taking a lot of casualties now. relentless continuing fire from the Allies is keeping up the pressure. The Germans have run out of reserves. It looks like they've committed their final bit of reserves. Okay, down on the Germans left, the Allies have got a couple of guys forward. Engaging the Germans on the Germans left. Allied guys getting closer among those Dragon's Teeth and using them for cover. Allies are now pressing forward again. Additional German troops have arrived for relief, so the Germans will have to finish this with what they have, and their forces are dwindling by the minute as this continuous fire keeps being poured down on them. More Allied forces advancing on the over left. They're all coming forward on your right. Another grenade has been tossed out, I think. Squad leaders, one is listening to them. Really, you have them to try to get away, but the fire is too intense. They're taking all of the casualties you can take in a day. It looks like the Germans have been decimated here. Allies are pressing forward on the right. Still being very cautious. Allies pressing forward under cover of their vehicle here on the right. Trying to press forward as best they can. The rate of the Allied fire has been reduced because there's not much coming back from the German side right now. Still some Germans left, but they return fire as best they can. Okay, the Allies have closed in. They're in it. Oh, there's still a guy left there. We'll take care of him soon. One of the problems in these close-in quarters fighting is you don't always see who's nearby you. This is why they're being so cautious. Still some resistance down by the scout car. Close enough to go with each other. These allies on your left are trying to get through to put an end to this resistance by this vehicle. There we go, got one of them. Okay, the allies are now inside the fence. And the Germans are doing the last ditch attempt to stave off the inevitable. Furious, close in. No. Do that. Pretty furious at this point. Looks like nobody wanted to give up on the German side, and they gave them a fight for everything they were worth. It's been so intense that the Allies are still pretty cautious about crossing over that fence. See if they can put it. Looks like a pretty heavy cost on both sides. Looks like we have one German soldier who's trying to surrender. A couple guys giving up. One guy doesn't like the idea of surrendering. Somewhat fanatic. Standoff here by the scout car. No. Resisting to the end. As you can see, the first thing they do with a captured soldier there, looks like they got an officer. They're going to immobilize him to put him down on his knees so he can't run away or kick you. And take away his weapon to make sure he doesn't have anything else. You do a quick search. See if he's anybody important, to see if he's carrying any maps or codes or anything like that. Alright, the Allies are beginning to consolidate on their objective here, and they're clearing up, checking the wounded, making sure the dead are dead, trying to identify which units they've been facing so they can report back to their headquarters. Looks like they're doing an initial questioning to see who they've got. They might be reaching in to pull out his ID. You can see the German young gentleman there is called a Krankenträger. He's basically a litter bearer. He's not exactly a medic, but he's cooperating, which was not unusual for both sides. Medics to treat tend to wounded people regardless of what side they were on. You can see this German Sanitäter or Krankenträger is working on an Allied gentleman there. Not uncommon at all. They're going through his papers now, the prisoner's notes and possibly codes or something have been looked at. This is a hot intelligence that shall be exploited as quickly as possible by getting it expedited to their rear headquarters so they can take a look at what they've discovered and maybe find a way to exploit it. Comes another prisoner being escorted in under guard. You'll probably see that when they bring this other prisoner around, they will probably not bring him anywhere near other prisoners. The general idea is to silence them so they can't talk to each other and cooperate, and segregate them, keep them far apart. These guys are being herded to the rear. Oh, can't make it. And certainly disarm them, which includes looking for boots containing knives, pistols in a briefcase, things like that. Now you can see the Allies are checking their perimeter security of the new land that they've just purchased. On the left you see them scouring the edges to look for any wounded folks that have crawled away or any other outposts that may be located over there, to see if they're actually removed the threat from the area. That's also part of the mop-up procedure. And checking the woods on both left and right side. Looks like we're having a little bit of a problem with these two paratroopers. Two German Fallschirmjägers don't want to cooperate. Taking his pistol away. He doesn't like that idea. Now we have a problem. Some people have to be convinced they've just been taken prisoner. They don't like it at first and take some time to adjust. If they think they can get away, they'll try. If they think they can hurt you, they'll try that too.